Now I know what you're thinking. China? Isn't that a bit, well, different? And you're right, it is. But trust me, that's what makes it so incredible. But to truly unlock the secrets of this captivating country, you need to be in the know. That's why I'm here to spill the tea, my friends, with 7 China travel tips that will have you saying ni hao to the trip of a lifetime. Alright guys, first things first, planning. I know, planning isn't always the most exciting part, but trust me, in China it's your secret weapon. This country is massive. We're talking about a landmass that spans across deserts, mountains, bustling cities, and everything in between. So, before you even think about packing your bags, grab a map, do your research, and create a rough itinerary. Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? From the Great Wall, snaking its way across the mountains, to the Forbidden City, whispering tales of emperors and dynasties, to the Terracotta Army standing guard for centuries, China has enough adventures to last a lifetime. Speaking of lifetime adventures, let's talk visas. Unless you're from a visa-exempt country, you'll need one to enter China. And trust me, you don't want to be that person scrambling for a visa at the last minute. Start the application process early, like at least a month in advance. Make sure your passport is valid for at least 6 months after your planned return date and has enough blank pages for those all-important entry and exit stamps. Oh, and here's a pro tip. Make photocopies of your passport and visa, just in case, you know? Safety first, always. Okay, let's talk tech. We live in a connected world, and staying online is a must, especially when you're traveling. But here's the thing about China, my friends. They have this thing called the Great Firewall. Yeah, you heard that right. A firewall. It means that some of your favorite websites and apps like Google, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, even YouTube, gasp, might be blocked. But don't panic, there's a solution. A VPN. A VPN, or virtual private network, is like your secret tunnel to the internet. It masks your location and lets you bypass those pesky restrictions, so you can browse freely and securely. Trust me, it's a lifesaver, especially if you need to stay connected with family and friends back home, access your online banking, or just want to share those epic travel pics on the gram. Now, not all VPNs are created equal, especially when it comes to China. Some popular and reliable options that have proven to work well within China include ExpressVPN, NordVPN, and VPRVPN. Download and install your chosen VPN before you leave, and test it out to make sure it works seamlessly. Remember, a VPN isn't just about convenience, it's also about security. Public Wi-Fi networks, especially in foreign countries, can be risky. A VPN encrypts your internet traffic, keeping your personal information safe from hackers and cybercriminals. So you've got your VPN all set up, but what about staying connected on the go? While most hotels and cafes in China offer Wi-Fi, it's always a good idea to have a backup plan, especially if you're planning to venture off the beaten path. Enter the Chinese SIM card, your ticket to seamless connectivity. You can easily snag a local SIM card at the airport when you arrive, or find one at convenience stores and phone shops throughout the country. China Mobile, China Unicom, and China Telecom are the major players. Now here's a pro tip for my fellow tech-savvy travelers. Consider getting an eSIM. eSIMs are digital SIM cards that you can download directly to your phone. No need to fiddle with those tiny SIM card trays. Apps like Airalo offer eSIMs for China, giving you instant data access as soon as you land. Having a local SIM card or eSIM is a game changer for navigating a new country. You'll have access to Google Maps, or its Chinese counterpart Baidu Maps, translation apps, and can even call local numbers if needed. Plus, you can avoid those hefty international roaming charges from your home country. Alright, adventurers, let's talk health and safety, because a healthy traveler is a happy traveler. While China is generally a safe country to visit, it's always better to be prepared, right? First things first, water. Tap water in China isn't drinkable, so stick to bottled water for drinking, brushing your teeth, and even washing fruits and veggies. You can find bottled water everywhere in China, from tiny street stalls to supermarkets. Next up, pack a basic first aid kit with essentials like band-aids, pain relievers, anti-diarrheal medication, and any personal medications you take regularly. It's also a good idea to carry hand sanitizer and face masks, especially if you're prone to getting sick or will be visiting crowded places. Now let's talk about COVID-19. While restrictions are easing, it's crucial to stay updated on the latest travel advisories and regulations, as they can change quickly. Check the requirements for testing, quarantine, and health declarations before you go. Remember, your health is your responsibility. Travel insurance is a must-have for any trip, especially to a country like China. It can cover you for medical emergencies, trip cancellations, lost luggage, and more. Don't leave home without it. Let's be real for a second. You can't travel without money. And while China is rapidly becoming a cashless society, cash is still king, especially outside major cities. Trust me, you don't want to be caught in a situation where you can't pay for something because you're relying solely on credit cards. While major credit cards like Visa and MasterCard are accepted in some hotels, restaurants, and department stores, don't expect to use them everywhere. Always have a good amount of local currency, Chinese yuan, CNY, on hand. I recommend carrying around 1,000 CNY for daily expenses in big cities, and a bit more if you're venturing into rural areas. You can exchange your currency at the airport, banks, or authorized exchange bureaus. ATMs are widely available, but make sure your card is compatible and be aware of any foreign transaction fees. Now let's talk about China's secret weapon mobile payment apps. Alipay and WeChat Pay are the two giants, and they're revolutionizing the way people pay for things in China. You can use them for almost everything, from street food to taxis to high-end boutiques. Alright, my friends, let's talk about something crucial. Respect. When you're traveling to a new country, it's important to be mindful of local customs and traditions. And in China, where culture is deeply ingrained in everyday life, respecting local etiquette goes a long way. One of the easiest ways to show respect is through your clothing. While China is a diverse country with varying dress codes, it's generally a good idea to dress modestly, especially when visiting temples, religious sites, or rural areas. Now, I'm not saying you have to cover yourself from head to toe, but avoid wearing anything too revealing, like short shorts, tank tops, or clothing with offensive graphics. Remember, you're a guest in their country, and a little bit of cultural sensitivity goes a long way. In big cities like Beijing and Shanghai, you'll see people dressed in a wide range of styles, from trendy streetwear to traditional Chinese clothing. But even in urban areas, it's best to err on the side of modesty, especially if you're unsure about the dress code for a particular place. Trust me, dressing respectfully is not about conforming or losing your personal style. It's about showing respect for the local culture and avoiding any unintentional offense. Plus, it can actually enhance your travel experience by helping you blend in and connect with the locals on a deeper level. Alright, fellow explorers, let's talk about those essential travel gadgets that will make your China adventure a breeze. First up, the holy grail of travel essentials, a world charger. China uses a mix of plug types including Type A, Type C, and Type 1, so having a universal travel adapter is a must. Look for one with multiple USB ports so you can charge all your devices simultaneously. Trust me, you don't want to be that person fighting for power outlets in the airport lounge. Speaking of power, pack a portable power bank or two. They're lifesavers when you're on the go, exploring temples, hiking the Great Wall, or navigating the bustling streets of a new city. Make sure to charge your power banks fully before you leave your hotel each day. Now let's talk about apps. Download a reliable translation app like Google Translate or Pleco to help you navigate those language barriers. Offline maps are also a good idea, especially if you're venturing off the beaten path where Wi-Fi might be spotty. And last but not least, download WeChat. WeChat is the Swiss Army knife of apps in China. It's a messaging app, a social media platform, a payment system, and so much more. You can use it to book taxis, order food, pay for souvenirs, and even connect with locals. And there you have it, my 7 China travel tips to transform your trip from ordinary to extraordinary. And hey, if you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more travel adventures, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Until next time, happy travels.